Hey guys, it's my review of the CHIKARA Internet Pay-Per-View event that took place today, Under the Hood. And let's not waste any more time, let's get into it. Opening match, Chuck Taylor, Johnny Gargano against 3.0. Very important match. The team that won the match would get their third point, thus would earn a shot at the Campeonatos de Parejas. The team that lost would go back to zero. This was a fun opening match. Taylor and Gargano, they're just such a good team together, and 3.0 is 3.0, a good tag team. A lot of cool spots, a lot of, close pinfalls, but at the end, it was 3.0 who got the win. They got the third point, so they go into 2013 with a shot at the Campeonatos de Parejas. Who would come out the champs? Well, you're going to have to find out a little bit later. Then we go into really the first good match. I mean, this was a good match. Icarus against Dasher Hatfield. Now, Icarus has Sugar Dunkerton in his corner because of the director of fun, Wink Vavasaur, making some moves. This was a really good match between the two. A couple of highlights. Icarus hit a Blu-ray driver, which it's a Death Valley driver, but he calls it the Blu-ray for those that don't watch CHIKARA, into the guardrail, and that looked sick. Oh my god. I mean, that was such a dangerous move. Very good wrestling, and I really liked the end of the match. Icarus went into his fanny pack. Yes, you heard that right. He went into his fanny pack. Looked like he got some baby powder out, and he was going to throw it to Dasher, but instead it hit the referee in the eye, or in the eyes, pardon me. And Hatfield had like a 10 count, but the ref didn't come. Sugar Dunkerton gets into the ring. He and Icarus are fighting over the bag. And it looked like that Dunkerton was going to run into Hatfield, but he stops, and then Icarus just pushes Hatfield, or Dunkerton, pardon me, into Hatfield, knocking him down, and then he hits him with the pedigree, gets the 3 count in the win, to the dismay of Sugar Dunkerton. Then we go to what I felt was the most emotional match of the entire pay-per-view. An 8-man tag team match that had just been building up for so long. Jigsaw, The Shard, Soldier Ant, and Deviant against Mike Quackenbush, Fire Ant, Green Ant, and Assailant. Now, of course, Assailant came in as part of Gekido, but Wink Vavasaur made a move where Assailant was a part of the colony now, and Soldier Ant is a part of the Swarm, the evil version of the colony. So, and this was just an emotional match. They told a fantastic story. Because, you had Soldier Ant fight Wrestler Ant at one point, just a competitive wrestling. And then Jigsaw and Fire Ant were staring at each other, and then Jigsaw hit Fire Ant into the leg with a super kick. And then Soldier Ant gets tagged in, and he doesn't do anything to Fire Ant, but he gets thrown out of the ring by Jigsaw. And then at one point, Fire Ant, Fire Ant, Green Ant, and Assailant, they do a dive with Mike Quackenbush through the ropes, which was just absolutely incredible. And Assailant, I think, won the crowd over on this event. He really did. So the end of the match comes after everybody hits a move. Jigsaw's about to hit Quackenbush with a super kick, but Assailant takes the bullet. I mean, he took the super kick for Quackenbush, basically to save the match. Then Quack hits a palm strike on the Jigsaw that sends Jigsaw out to the floor. Deviant comes out from behind, throws Quack onto the floor, pins Assailant. 1, 2, 3. Jigsaw's team wins in a very wild and, like I said, very emotional match. And what I mean by emotional is how the story went in this match. You really have to see it. It's not the best match, but as far as telling a story goes and as far as pulling you in, this was a very emotional match. Then we go to, and this has to get my vote for the match of the show. Mr. Touchdown, Mark Angelo Seti defending the Young Lions Cup against ACH. Now, I have not seen ACH a lot, but I've heard stuff about him. Holy crap, this man impressed me today. Just an absolute incredible match with Angelo Seti. There, at one point, Angelo Seti sends ACH over the guardrail. ACH just jumps over the guardrail, doesn't even touch the guardrail, and catches Angelo Seti, but he gets ran into the post. This was just an absolute great match. This really was, and I think 2013 is going to be a huge year for ACH. I really do. Angelo Seti, he's set for a prime year, in 2013. Just a back and forth match. You really don't know, who it's going to come down to, or who's going to win. So then we get to the end of the match where Veronica, Mr. Touchdown's girlfriend, gives him the baton, the cheerleading baton. Well, the referee sees it. So, there's a fight for it between ACH and Mr. Touchdown. Well, Touchdown gets down on his knees for a pin, and Veronica grabs the baton to hold or to help Mr. Touchdown to get the 3 count and the victory. Just a great way to end a match. And it was, like I said, it was such a great match. You have to see it if you have not seen ACH wrestle before, or if you're not if you don't believe in how good of a wrestler Mr. Touchdown is. This is the match you have to see. So after the match, and they do mention this in the beginning of the event, this was their homecoming to Philadelphia. So they were going to crown a homecoming king and a homecoming queen. I'll be honest, my high school never had a homecoming. We were very small, so no homecomings. I don't know, but that's not the point. So they announced the winners. Homecoming queen is Veronica. Obviously, she's got on this dress. It's a nice dress. So then Mr. Touchdown grabs the mic, and he assumes that he's the homecoming king. Well, he's wrong. The homecoming king is the mysterious and handsome stranger. So he comes out, he takes his hat off, takes his badge off. He and Mr. Touchdown get into a fight, and Mr. Touchdown runs away. So then he goes into the ring. Veronica's there. They're the only two in the ring. And they start playing this random song, slow dance song. So the two start dancing, and it's their first dance is Homecoming King and Queen. And it's just great. This whole build-up is great. So then Veronica tries to take the mask off, but the handsome stranger says, no. So he tells her to turn around, cover her eyes. He's got a surprise for her. So he goes outside of the ring, and he grabs this bucket. He grabs this bucket that's under the ring. And then he tells Veronica to turn around, open her eyes, and he dumps this bucket of slop all over Veronica. It reminds me of Phineas Godwin doing that to Sonny in 1996. That's what it reminded me of. And then the mysterious and handsome stranger takes his mask off, and it's Archibald Peck, and the crowd's going crazy. And then they give this great, this is one of the great chants of all time. They're like, "We didn't know this. We didn't know this." So security has to take him away, and then they have to clean the ring up of all the slop, and we go into intermission. So we come back from intermission, and there's this guy, Sidney Bacabella. Now, I haven't caught up on my DVDs as of late. So apparently he's this manager of champions, and this is a great introduction for me for this character, because he's like, I know you're on closed circuit. Herb Adams told me about this, and I was told that if we don't get one more match, then this closed circuit event's going to be closed down. It's going to be shut down. So, it's just this weird thing. It was funny. So he calls up this first team, and it's Los Ice Creams. So he tells them that you're going to be in the biggest match of your careers. And he brings out his team, which is Devastation Corporation. So, and this is the first time I've ever seen it. This is basically a squash match. Devastation Corporation wins, and they get their third point. And now they get a shot at the Campeonato de Parejas. Very interesting. So we then go to our 10-man tag team match. Delirious, Ophidian, and the Batiri against the Spectral Envoy of Ultramantis Black, Frightmare, Hallowicked, and returning to the ring, Crossbones and Blind Rage. And this match was the complete opposite of the 8-man tag. Where the 8-man tag, there was a lot of emotion. This one was just a straight-out war with all 10. And for like the first 5 minutes of this match, it is a war. They're just fighting in the ring, out of the ring, back in the ring, out of the ring. And then eventually, Delirious's team gets the advantage. So we go a little bit further into this match, and the cameras are starting to show all these fans, well, not all of them, but some fans wearing an Amasis mask. So I first started watching it as like, they're just wearing it to, mock Ophidian because of what Ophidian did last year to Amasis. So Ophidian is in the ring with Ultramantis Black, and then all of a sudden, all of these people take their mask off, and there's the real Amasis. Amasis is in the crowd. He's got this new purple mask on, and he's talking to Ophidian. And my first thought, and I hate to be rude, I really do, but I got to tell you guys this, was when I did the review last year for the High Noon pay-per-view, I made some comment in the video where I had said that I don't think this is far from over. To where one person, respectfully, said, this isn't going to continue, Amasis' career is over. Now, to be fair, that was my mistake. I forgot that Amasis was retiring. But in the back of my mind, I was thinking to myself, oh, I was right, you were wrong, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Not to be rude, but I just thought about that. So really, now the story is Ophidian cannot mentally get back into this match. So then, after a couple more minutes of fighting, it comes down to Delirious and Ultramantis Black, the two leaders of the teams. They go at it. It's a good fight. Eventually, Ultramantis Black gets the 3 count and the win in a wild 10-man tag. And then we go to the Campeonatos de Parejas. The Young Bucks defending the titles against the 1-2-3 Kid and Marty Jannetty. And no, folks, this is not 1993. This really happened. Pardon me. Jannetty and 1-2-3 Kid, Sean Wallman, whatever you want to call them, they gave their best effort in this match. They really did. I will never say to either one of them that they mailed it in, because both men tried their best. But in the end, I didn't like this match. But like I said, they gave their best. I'm not going to bash them. I'm not going to say they shouldn't even be in the ring. I'm not going to say this was the worst match I've ever seen, which it's not. But I just wasn't a fan of this match. First fall, do get a little bit of technical problems, but not too much. And that was something that I will talk about at the end, is how Smart Mark Video did with this. So the first fall, Jannetty and the Kid, they got an advantage going. So then, 1, 2, 3 Kid, he's going for the Bronco Buster. Well, one of the Young Bucks distracts the referee. The other one brings his foot up, crotches Kid, right there. And then they hit a spiked tombstone pile driver, get the 3 count. Young Bucks get the first fall. Now there, I thought was the end of the match because 1, 2, 3 Kid, he was grabbing his neck. He was in extreme pain. And I thought, oh no, he's broken his neck again, or some nerve in his neck, or the discs, just messed him up. I thought the match was over. I really did. So we go into the second fall, and basically Marty Jannetty fights the Young Bucks for the entire second fall. And that's why I said in the beginning of this match review that I was not going to bash 1, 2, 3 Kid or Marty Jannetty, because these two guys busted their butts even though the match didn't end up being so good. But Kid and Jannetty would come back. They would score a fall, win the second fall. They'd go 1-1 for the third fall. Now, the beginning of the third fall was very interesting. 1, 2, 3 Kid, he hits a flipping dive over the top rope onto the Young Bucks. Then, Marty Jannetty climbs the top rope. And I'm thinking, okay, I have not seen Jannetty do this in like 20 years, or close to 20 years. He dives, the Young Bucks, like the Red Sea, part way, and Jannetty hits the floor so hard, I thought he knocked himself out. I mean, holy crap. It was like this. Like that. And I thought he was done. How he got up to finish that match is incredible. So then we go around the ring. 1, 2, 3 Kids fighting the Young Bucks. Young Bucks grab Kid. They crotch him in the post. And then for a while, the Bucks have an advantage in this third fall. But 1, 2, 3 Kid makes a fight, makes a comeback. Jannetty comes back in the ring. And then Jannetty gets beat up for a while, only for Kid to come back. And, they come close, maybe like 2 times to winning the match, but eventually the Young Bucks get them with more bang for your buck. They get the 3 count, they get the final fall, the Young Bucks win, stay the champs. And then it's time for the main event. And this match I was looking forward to. Tim Donst challenging Eddie Kingston for the belt. And I love Eddie Kingston. I really do. I mean, I got a ton of respect for Eddie Kingston. But this match, I don't know. I guess I was expecting a little bit more, but I didn't get it. But it was still a good match. And this was just a brawl. This was a brawl. I mean, not a lot of wrestling moves. Donst did get a couple moves in here and there, but it was really a brawl. And then you go into that match, you also have the side story during the match where Jakob Hammermeyer will not get involved. He doesn't want to cheat for Tim Donst to help him win. Donst beats up Hammermeyer at one point. So the end of the match comes where Donst takes this bag, hits Kingston with it. Referee's knocked out. He has about an 8 or a 10 count, but doesn't get the fall. And then Hammermeyer gets up, and Donst is distracted by him. And then Kingston hits him with 2 back fists to the future. 1, 2, 3. Eddie Kingston wins, stays champion. And then he was about to do the same thing to Jacob Hammermeyer, but he let him go without any harm. And that is the end of Under the Hood. So, what did I think of this pay-per-view? Overall, it was a good show. It was a good show. An incredible first half. An incredible first half. Topped off by Mr. Touchdown and ACH. One of the best matches I've seen all year. I'm not going to put it in the top 5. I think my top 5 is pretty set. But it is a match worth going out to see. It really is. I liked how the storylines were being developed. Jigsaw and Quackenbush the chase for the tag titles, Mr. Touchdown and Archibald Peck, Eddie Kingston still champ, Amos is coming back. I really like that. I thought that was really good. Now, to how Smart Mark Video did with the streaming of the pay-per-view. They did pretty doggone good. I think in total, my reception of this stopped maybe only 2 or 3 times, which is not too bad, and it really wasn't long except for the last time around, and that time I had to refresh. But I'm not going to complain because, like I said, when they did freeze, it wasn't for too long. So I can't complain about that. And then I'll talk about this in another video this week. They announced that on February the 2nd in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania next year will be the first ever National Pro Wrestling Day. And CHIKARA is going to be a part of it. I'll talk about it in another video. I might do a video tomorrow talking about this. But 2 thoughts came to my mind. 1, this looks great. I would love to go to it. And 2, I'm pretty sure that's the same weekend of my nephew's birthday party, so I'm going to have to miss it. But I would rather be at my nephew's birthday party than at this. But it would be a lot of fun to go to. It really would. But like I said, I'll do a video probably tomorrow about it. But all in all, Under the Hood, good show. And you know, I've been doing a lot of like grading shows because I'm a teacher. I'd have to give this a high B+ to a low A-. That's how good that show was. Best match, like I said, Mr. Touchdown and ACH. Storyline development went really good. All in all, good show. It is worth getting. And it's only like $16-17, so you can't beat that. So if you get a chance, check out Under the Hood, the season finale for CHIKARA. Very good show. I would recommend that you guys get the replay or wait for it to come out on DVD and buy it from Smart Mark Video or from CHIKARA, wherever you buy your DVDs. Check out Under the Hood.